My name's Simon Toyne. I'm Director of Music at the church, and I've been in charge of the music here since 1994. The music that the choir sings is what might be described as the traditional cathedral repertoire, meaning that we have two services a week. One is a Eucharist, so there'll be a Mass setting, followed by a motet that's appropriate to the theme for the day. Then we have Evensong, which is the traditional canticles, the Magnificat and Nunc Dimittis, responses, a psalm to Anglican chant, and then an anthem, again appropriate to the day. So it's very much the case that we're getting through a lot of music very, very quickly, and the boys and girls quickly learn how to sight read.
I've had to sort of try and learn repertoire much quicker than before at my old choir. And it all sort of goes at a faster pace. But I think that's really good for your sight reading and being able to develop a good ear and being able to pick up your lines.
The repertoire is cathedral standard, and it enables you to go and sing in other choirs, and it's just like second nature, really.
It was quite formative in as much as you did learn a huge repertoire, and that's one of the key things about this church, that it does have a very, very large repertoire of music. And unlike others which tend to be very repetitive, it's week to week different.
It's an extraordinary thing. As long as they've got a sense of quick-wittedness and guts and character, then they're going to be able to cope with this very well. The top line, the trebles, is made up of boys and girls in roughly equal proportion, aged between 7 and 13 or 14. Their commitment is to 2 weekday rehearsals that happen after school. A Wednesday for an hour at 5 o'clock, and that's just them. And then a Friday early evening when the whole choir meets between 7 and 8:30, and we rehearse the music for Sunday. Sunday is quite a large commitment, but it's fun and very varied. There's a service at 9:30, the big Eucharist for the whole parish, followed by a break when they get some refreshments. Then we rehearse for Evensong until 12 o'clock, and then we then return for Evensong at 6 o'clock. We have a top line that sings with real vibrancy and real spirit, and that's matched by an equal character in the back row.
I joined the choir when I was 16, and I was looking for another choir to join, having been a treble elsewhere, and just found this church.
I'm 17. I joined the choir it was in September. Having just sung as a treble, then a tenor at a different choir.
We have some members of the back row, altos, tenors and basses, who've been in here for 10, 20, 30 years and are very experienced. But equally, we've got some boys who might join when they're 15 and 16, and then later on go on to choral scholarships at Oxford and Cambridge and other universities, and make careers as singers.
Thanks to my involvement with the Kingston Parish Church Choir, I've been given so many opportunities here, and I'm now hopefully thinking of moving into a career in singing.
King's College here in Cambridge has a number of livings at its disposal, as do many Oxbridge colleges, and one of ours that we're particularly fond of is that at Kingston, because from my point of view at any rate, the musical tradition is very much of interest, to be admired. As you know, to have a choir within the community, not just the church community, but within the community as a whole and links with local schools, is really important in terms of singing as a whole and bringing that to everyone. But here we have a special benefit from what goes on at Kingston, which is that over the years a number of people from the choir have come here to be choral scholars, and they've benefited enormously from the training they've had in Kingston, because we look not only for fine voices but for well-trained musicians and good sight readers.
Coming up to the auditions for the choirs up here in Cambridge, I felt that with my experiences of choral singing in Kingston Parish Church Choir, I was really well prepared for what they might throw at us, and definitely had an advantage over other people who hadn't done regular services every week, seen new music, had such a diverse range of repertoire especially.
Having regular services, having that sort of experience on my belt, gets you into a good routine, so that if you come somewhere like here and ramp it up a lot, you kind of have a bit of practice behind you already. And I mean, learning all the repertoire, half of the pieces that I sing here every day are sung already before with Kingston Parish Church.
There have been some really outstanding singers that have gone from KBC through Cambridge and are now, you know, professionals. It's just nice to be a part of that. I think Kingston Parish Church Choir is a fantastic training if you want to end up as a singer, or indeed just sing at Oxbridge, whatever.
One of the great things about this choir that I'm really proud of is the number of singers that are out there whose first experiences came from joining the church choir here. And had they not taken that step, their lives would have taken a different direction entirely. Let's do it from Nativius. Go on to 19. Ready? Eyes. And...
My children have developed musically, they've developed socially, they've developed intellectually. It's just on all levels, the choir is such a good thing for them to do.
For any child coming into the choir, one of the great things is it does teach them an enormous amount about concentration, about behaviour, about settling down and concentrating on what's in front of them, and it's quite a good learning curve for them in that respect.
My mum thought I needed some kind of singing experience, and she found this choir and she thought it'd be really good for me.
I enjoyed singing at school, so I joined the choir.
I don't have anyone in my school who goes to the choir, but that doesn't matter.
One of the best things about the choir is the camaraderie between all the members in the choir. There's a mix of social groups, there's a mix of boys, there's a mix of girls, and there's a mix of ages.
It's almost like there's a sense of unity, that everybody's there to sing music that they love singing.
It allows people to work in a team, and I think it's quite an exceptional team, because it's not just the sorts of teams that certainly young people are used to being part of, i.e. with people of their own ages. In our choir we have a 7-year-old and we have a 70-year-old, and they're all trying to do the same thing. They're all practicing, rehearsing together and trying to reach the same end as part of a team, and that's not something that you get often in life.
Christmas and Easter are at the heart of the church year, of course, and they're also at the heart of what we do. There are a number of services which are very popular, from midnight mass to Christmas morning service, carol services at Advent and both Epiphany, and some very special services over Holy Week and Easter with different choral forces.
My favourite time of year probably might be Easter or Christmas, because you get to sing loads of carols and it's just really fun.
Those are really great times, not only because, of course, of the great music, but because of the sense of occasion and the spiritual world that we as a church engage in thoroughly.
The point of having a church choir is to help people to pray. That's what church choirs do. They help people to pray. And that's a fantastic setting, it seems to me, to be doing something like singing in a choir in. Because to have that end, that goal, as part of what you're doing is really quite special. We had a big service here the other day, and somebody said to me as they shook my hand as they went out the door, they said, "Thank you, Jonathan, that was an amazing service tonight. The choir transported me to heaven." And I thought to myself, that's absolutely the point of it all. And so while the choir sing, those of us who are not singing can think about what they're singing, or think about our lives, or look at the stained glass window and enjoy it. Music does that wonderful thing of taking people beyond the words. I mean, I know the choir sing words, and the words are wonderful, and we have them there for people to read. But actually what the singing of the choir does is allow people to go beyond those words and to be transported into the realm where words are of no use.
I would say to somebody who was thinking to join the choir that, well, if you learn music, then you'll be alright. If you're not very good at music, you'll still be alright, because the Miss Toyne, our choir master, will put you next to someone who is good at reading music and good at singing, and will point to you where we are and what we're doing and everything.
Before, right? 4 beats. But the beat is a minute, so it's 2. So therefore a breathe is 4.
And they'll just help you with like reading notes, how to find out what they are, and like how to find out what key it's in and everything like that.
It's possible to join the choir at any time during the year by using the contact details you see on the website. And what I ask from a boy or girl is that they come to a rehearsal, usually a Wednesday rehearsal, and we match that boy or girl with one of the senior choristers, and then at the end I hear them sing a short piece. This can be a verse of a hymn or a carol or a favourite song that they know, and then we'll give them a few ear tests. It's very rare to turn someone down for this, because really what I'm looking for is the ability to pitch something in tune, and from then onwards to have a sense of curiosity and risk-taking and enjoyment.